I don't know how to start. Hi. No, we're going to start with a joke. What's the difference between a snowman and a snow woman? Snowballs. So it's been a long time since I posted a video, and so much has happened in between then and now. I got into the master's program at Oxford in the topic of philosophical theology, which is just like philosophy of religion. And it's been going swell. I've been having a great time, as you can imagine. Okay, so I'll just launch right into what I've been doing and what my life looks like here, because that's, I think, what you want to hear. So I have 4 roommates: Sarah, Allison, Luana, and Benny. Sorry, Benny. And they're from Italy, Germany, and Ireland. And I love them all very much. My routine on a good day, on like an ideal Miles day, is to wake up at 7 a.m. and I try to get to the gym then by about 9. So that's 2 hours. I understand. That seems rather extravagant, rather lazy. After 10, I head to uni. That's what they call university here. Study there in the library. This year, I have a lot of friends like in college specifically, and so I'm there a lot more than I was last year. And it's really nice because we all hang out, we study together. It's like this monastic community. So what am I studying with this degree in philosophical theology? There are basically 3 components to the first year of the curriculum. In term 1, I studied philosophy of religion. Term 2 was the history of philosophical theology. And term 3 was metaphysics and epistemology. So to break those rather abstract and highfalutin names down just a little bit, philosophy of religion, the philosophical investigation into religious truth claims. That's what that one was. I'm sure now you get it completely. And I apologize. This chair is a little creaky and a little loud, because it's a cheap chair, and there's nothing I can do about that, but I can apologize. So I looked at the fine-tuning of the universe for intelligent life. One of the most prominent and hotly debated arguments for God's existence is the so-called fine-tuning argument. It is based upon recent discoveries in astronomy and astrophysics that seem to indicate that certain features of fundamental physics are remarkably delicate, such that if you change those features even slightly, if the laws of physics took even a slightly different form, life would not be able to exist anywhere in the universe. The universe would be life prohibiting. If the cosmological constant differed by 1 part in 10 to the 120th power, this is an extremely small degree, it wouldn't be possible for life to evolve and exist in the universe. So if you think about all of these different features, and you think about the range of the possible values they could have taken, the life permitting range is extremely small compared to that total range of possible values. And so naturally, we ask the question, why is it that these features of physics took on magnitudes or values within that incredibly small life permitting range? And many philosophers think you can construct an argument for God's existence on the basis of these scientific findings. Can you? Is this a good argument? Well, that is the current topic of my master's dissertation. It's investigating a certain aspect of this fine-tuning argument. Term 2, history of philosophical theology. I looked at 5 figures or philosophers from the past, because it's history, who were prominent in developing philosophy of religion. It turned out that the people I studied was Anselm, Aquinas, Kierkegaard, Schleiermacher, and Kant. He was in the middle. I forgot Kant. I loved Aquinas, Anselm, and Kant. Hated Schleiermacher and Kierkegaard. And I cannot express to you enough how awful they were. And I will never read them again. Ever. I will say this. I think I excelled at every single subtopic that I did here, except for those 2. I was abysmal, because if you've ever bothered to read any of their work, it is simply impenetrable. It's garbage. I know that that's a hot take. That's a spicy take, but it's also true. So I will never mention them again. Finally, 3rd, metaphysics and epistemology. What, on the one hand, is the ultimate nature of reality? That is metaphysics. And then, what is the nature of human knowledge, and how is it that we can know anything at all? And related questions. That's epistemology. They go hand in hand. They are 2 of the 4 major subdisciplines of philosophy. So I won't go through all 8 topics that I looked at. We did 1 a week. There were 8 weeks, so it makes sense. But 3 of them would be issues related to skepticism. This is the potential argument that we can't know anything at all. We have to be skeptical of everything. Issues of closure and contextualism. I wrote that in the transcript, but there's no way I'm going to be able to recall that material well enough to explain it to you. I looked at free will. Free will is fun. Do we have it? Or are we all determined? Or is free will compatible with our actions being determined by, say, the laws of nature? Many philosophers argue that those two notions are compatible, but I think intuitively, the common sense view is that having free will means that our actions are up to us in a significant way. They are undetermined by anything outside ourselves. So then the second year, you have to write a 30,000-word thesis. I was actually able to publish the first third of the dissertation as a journal article. I was able to publish it in Religious Studies, so that will be coming out soon, and that's very exciting and a big deal for my career. I will be able to include that on PhD applications. What have I done over the last year and a half? Lots of cool things. Most of my time I've been here in Oxford studying, as you would expect, but I also was able to visit Portugal for Christmas last year. My friend Margarida invited me to Portugal with her family, and so I had a really nice time visiting all of them. The architecture is beautiful. It's a small city, but it's very densely packed, and so it has these like beautiful red tiled roofs that span the banks of the river that cut through the city. And it's just so pretty, so cute. And I had a great time. The trip to Ireland, I think, deserves more comment because it started out hideously. It went as badly as you possibly could. I got on the wrong train, one that was heading in the opposite direction to the airport. And so given all of those things, and given when I had to then get off of that train, there was no way to make my flight. So I missed my flight. Then I got a flight for the following morning, but the only train that was going to that airport would only be able to get me there an hour before takeoff, which is cutting it a little close. And it cut it too close because the train was also 20 minutes late. So then I got there 40 minutes before takeoff. There was not enough time to make it to the terminal. By the time I got to the terminal, the plane was gone. So that's two strikes. And I still resolutely committed to making it to the homeland. I then got a third and final ticket for the day after, and I arrived at the airport 3 hours early and I made my flight. And so it's all good. Ireland was amazing. I had Guinness there. It tastes so much better than anywhere else. I kissed the Blarney Stone. If you don't know what that is, Google it. And we explored Cork. That is where my housemate and best friend Allison lives. And so we just had a great time. I then went to Germany a couple weeks after that to visit my friend Valerie. She was a exchange student in my high school in 10th grade, and we've just kept up our friendship over the last 10 years. And so it was good to finally see where she lives. And then besides those big trips, I've been attending dances here at various colleges. They call them BOPs, which there's controversy over what that acronym actually stands for. Big old party, something. It doesn't matter. They call them BOPs. And so I've been going to lots of those. Each college does their own formal dinners. And so if you know someone from that college, you can attend those formals if they invite you. And so that's very fun because Oxford is a conglomerate of 44 different colleges and halls. And unless you are proactive, there's not a whole lot of overlap between those colleges. There really aren't centralized university functions or facilities. It's all divided up amongst the specific colleges, which I did not realize before I moved here. So St. Cross College is largely the determinant of my social life and what I do on a day-to-day basis. But anyway, so I've been able to go to other colleges' formals, and it's like exploring 44 mini universities. It's very cool. So things are going well. I'm doing well, and I am excited about where things go from here. So what does that mean for this channel? If you've been paying attention, you'll see I changed the name from Let's Whine About It to Miles K. Donahue. It is no secret that I have drawn my inspiration from Alex O'Connor's YouTube channel called Alex O'Connor. So I will try not to just simply copy everything that he does, but I like the idea of a channel name that is just my name, because now my interest and my intention for the channel is much, much broader than homebrew. I think one day I'll return to homebrewing again. Obviously I can't right now. All my stuff is in the States and it's too time consuming, but I would like to have a similar idea for this channel that Alex has of general philosophy, politics, intellectual conversation, and exploration of topics related to those things that I know something about, and as a venue for conversations with other interesting people about important questions. I don't know what interesting people will come onto the channel and be willing to have a discussion with me. A channel with only 2.5 thousand subscribers may not attract like Jordan Peterson, for example. That probably won't happen, but you got to start somewhere. So I'm starting here, and I hope you like that concept. I grant rather vague at the moment, but that's okay. That's where it needs to be right now. And we'll go from there. I will record as often as I can, publish as often as I can, but obviously a master's program is intensive work and time consuming. So I'll do what I can. But I think this is a good move, and I think it'll be fun and interesting, and I hope that you feel the same way.